Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how to give your engine a pretty much brand new look, so it looks like it has new aftermarket mods in it without actually going out and purchasing those expensive things. If you're me, you're cheap and trying to save money. So I'm just going to pretty much paint, and it's probably one of the easiest things you can do to your car. Pretty much anyone can do it, and it's pretty hard to screw it up. So let's get started. Okay guys, before we get started we're going to need a couple of things. We're going to need some painter's tape, which I have here. It's black and green tape stuff. And you got to make sure it won't bleed through or else you can be screwed. Because you don't want to get paint in some important parts and stuff like that, or else it won't work. And of course you're going to need some paint. Me personally, I'm going to be using blue. You want to make sure it's engine rated so it can withstand all the heat that your engine's going to produce and shit like that. And you're also going to need soapy water with like an old toothbrush or something to scrub off any grease and stuff like that. You're going to need yourself a nice clean painting surface and maybe put some stuff around it so you don't get paint anywhere else. You're going to need a flathead screwdriver, a socket, a wrench, and probably an extension. So today what I'm going to be showing you how to paint are going to be these things here. I already did 2 of them the other night just to see how well it would look, but now I'm going to do the other 2 here. So in order to get to those first, we're going to take our flathead screwdriver and unscrew the base plate here. It's just pretty much clipped, so quarter turn, and yeah, I painted this all myself as well. And then once that's off, grab your socket. I'm using a 10mm socket for this particular engine, which is pretty much an 03 Civic engine. So just make sure you're doing it the right way, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. Make sure not to lose these bits. These are very, very important. Pull it out. You're going to want to unclip the wire. You're going to notice it comes with a whole thing. This is very important not to get paint on. Just like so. And you have both of these. Very important to help keeping it run. Alrighty guys, so if you're like me and you bought a car and someone thought they could do their own mods to them just with like this here is just metal tape. It's not that hard to get off, but you want to make sure you remove everything off the surface before you start painting. So I'm just going to be using a flathead screwdriver again and just simply chiseling away. It's going to take a while. Alright guys, done. So now that I'm done here, they now look like this. Yours should have looked like this if no one did anything, but my previous owner put metal tape on it, so now they're all scraped off and ready for a good scrubbing. The key to a good paint job is a good clean job as well. You don't want any like grease or sticky tape stuff left over or anything like that. So you want to get these really clean, and if you see here, there's little clips in there. That's for electrical stuff. Try not to get water in those. It could be very dangerous, or not dangerous, but it could wreck it, and you might have to buy a whole new thing. If you can see, it's all so just a heads up. Alright guys, now I'm going to be scrubbing these all down, and all I'm using is an old toothbrush here. So, and I have my soapy water. All I'm using for my soapy water is just water and dish soap. It's actually really good degreaser. So go ahead and get that wet, and then just start scrubbing. now that we got them all cleaned up, ready for paint now, with plastic you really don't have to sand it off depending on the paint what you're using. You may or may not have to. Me personally, I'm not going to. Just a nice good scrub down is good enough. If you have access to like a sandblast or anything like that, I would probably highly recommend doing that because gets the paint really in there then, and you don't have to worry about that paint coming undone and shit. And then if you do have the sandblast and you decide to go that way, probably bake it in the oven just a little bit. That way it shines and the color really comes through and makes it really shiny. But I don't have access to that crap, so I'm doing it in my garage. So let's get started on the painting now, shall we? So the first thing I'm going to do, grab some extra paper here, because you want to fill in the holes so paint doesn't get to the holes there. So what I'm doing is grabbing some extra paper here. I have some holes right here, if you see. I'm just going to simply fold up some paper and roll it up a bit. Just stick it right in. You don't want paint in there. That. So we're just going to put some tape. Grab it around more than once. Doesn't hurt. Just prevents it from bleeding. And paint on stuff where you don't want paint. Fold it all in. And if you see, I still have a little hole right there. I'm just going to grab a smaller piece of tape and cover that up. Then what I did here is I have a box here, I cut 2 holes in it here, 2 holes in it there, so I can simply slide those in. Now I don't have to worry about painting the bottoms here. Do the exact same to the other one. If you're doing all 4, you're going to have to do this for all 4. If you have a big enough box, it's fine. I just want to do 2 at a time to see how it will look. I don't recommend doing them all at once just because you don't know how it's going to turn out, you don't know how it's going to look, you don't know how if you're going to like it or not. And so paint is a pretty permanent thing. So if you end up not liking it, then you're in a little bit of trouble. So you can always try and sanding it off to the best of your ability. If that's not working, you may have to take it to like a art shop, paint shop, something like that, so they can get that paint off for you. So never do everything at once. Always do it step by step because you never know if you're going to like it or not. Alright, now we are going to start our painting process. Make sure everything's clear and goes away. Grab our paint here. Shake it up a bit. Then when you do it, do very, very light coats. Spray from a certain distance away, maybe 2 to 3 inches away. And I personally just like doing the short burst type thing. I find it works pretty good. So. Alright. was that. Let that dry anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes before you do the second coat. Always do your first coat the lightest and your last coat the heaviest. So we're just going to go ahead and let this dry for a couple of minutes, like I said, 10 to 15 minutes to let it dry, settle in, and then you can go ahead and start on your second coat. I personally am probably going to end up doing 3 coats. So yeah, we'll wait and I'll show you the end result here and how to put it all back together for you. Alright, so pretty much waited about an hour and a half to 2 hours now, just to let the paint sit, get all the color and let it dry. I'm telling you, it looks really good now. Just by looking at it, I guess I'll open the garage to get a better color feel. So yeah, you can see it actually has a pretty good shine to it as well. Unravel the tape here. This is the stuff that we wanted to keep it clean. And it looks good. Take out all the paper and stuff. And there we have it. And then I'll show you guys how to quickly install it. It's really just the complete opposite of taking it out. And it's very easy to put back in and it looks great. And it'll give the engine a whole new look to it. We'll get the other one out here. And again, around 10-15 minutes between each layer, then around 2 to 3 hours to let the paint sit. You don't want to layer the paint on or else you get the runs and stuff. Just like that. They're all nice, clean, shiny, and blue. So that's both of them. I'll show you guys how to put them back and show you what the finished product looks like. Alright, so really putting them back together is as easy as taking them out. What you want to do, slide them in, put the clamp back on here, trying to touch the paint as little as possible just in case if it's still a little wet. Slide it back in here. May or may not. Like I said, try not to lose the bolts that hold them in, which is something I think I just did. Anyway, I'll find that later here. So, do it all by hand. Make sure they're straight. Then wrench them on until they're nice and tight. Take the faceplate, make sure the screws, or clips, or whatever the hell they are. Simple as that. Then your engine, pretty much, move it over here. Pretty much gives your engine a whole new look compared to what it looked like before. Makes it look way better. And like I said, you can use any color, but make sure you get the right color that you want first. Like test it out on something else, like on cardboard or something, before you go ahead and put it on your car. Alright, so pretty much that's all you gotta do. Yeah, start with really light layers and then work your way onto heavier layers. The heaviest layer being the last one you do. you want to at least do 2 coats at the bare minimum. I did 3. Wait at least 10 to 15 minutes between each layer. And then when you're finally all done, at least wait 1.5 to 3 hours to let the paint all settle and dry. You can sand them off. I didn't. You can just brush them off with the degreaser, dish soap or something like that with warm or hot water. And then it gives your engine a whole new look, and you can wow your friends. And even if you're selling the car, it may put the resale value a little bit higher than what you've been wanting. So that's pretty much it. It's a really easy mod to do to your car because it really costs only what the paint cost. So yeah, make sure you get the right color, and good luck guys. See you later.